In the small village of Valtiempo, life went on peacefully. In the center of the square stood an impressive tower with an ancient clock that marked the hours for all the villagers. The gears of the clock had worked perfectly for centuries, never stopping once. But one night, something strange happened. At 12 o'clock sharp, when the clock should have struck midnight with its resounding chimes, no sound came. Instead, the clock hands stopped abruptly, as if time itself had decided to take a break. In a small house near the square lived Alex and Emma, two siblings aged 12 and 10. Alex was passionate about mysteries, always carrying a notebook where he wrote down everything strange happening in the village. Emma, on the other hand, was the creative mind, always coming up with clever solutions for any problem. That night, Alex looked out the window and noticed the tower clock had stopped. "Emma, look at this. The clock has stopped at exactly midnight. It hasn't moved all night." "That's weird," Emma responded, furrowing her brow. "That clock never stops. Something must be happening." The two decided that they would investigate the next day. The following morning, Alex and Emma headed for the square. The clock tower seemed quieter than usual. They climbed the old stairs that led to the clock's mechanism. When they arrived, they found something surprising. The gears were covered in golden dust, and in the center of the mechanism was a strange symbol, glowing faintly. Alex pulled out his notebook and drew the symbol. "I've never seen anything like this before," muttered Alex. "Maybe it's a clue." Emma examined the stopped gears and noticed something else, a small, hidden door beside the mechanism. "Look at this," she exclaimed. "It looks like a secret entrance." With some effort, they opened the door and found a narrow staircase leading down into the depths of the tower. At the bottom of the stairs, the siblings reached a mysterious room lit by a bluish light. In the center of the room was an old man with a long white beard and glowing eyes. He sat before a much older clock than the one in the tower. "Welcome, young adventurers," the old man said in a soft but powerful voice. "I am Kronos, the guardian of time. I have been waiting for your arrival." Alex and Emma exchanged looks of amazement. "Waiting for us?" Emma asked. "Why?" "Because time in Valtiempo is in danger. The clock in the tower is more than just a timekeeper. It is the heart of time in this village. Last night, someone stole the gem of time, the piece that keeps the clock running. Without it, time will stop completely." Alex stepped forward. "We want to help." "Where is the gem?" Kronos nodded. "The gem was taken to the Forest of Shadows, a place where time is unstable. You must retrieve it before the clock strikes 12 tonight, or time will stop forever." Without wasting any time, Alex and Emma ventured into the Forest of Shadows. The air was thick, and the atmosphere felt strange. The trees seemed to move slightly, as if they were alive. As they walked, they found broken clocks hanging from the branches and heard whispers carried by the wind. "This is so strange," Emma said, looking around. "It's as if time is trapped here." Suddenly, a black raven with glowing eyes perched on a branch in front of them. "You seek the gem of time," the raven said in a deep voice. "But it will not be easy. You must face the challenge of lost time." The raven flew away and dropped a small box on the ground. Alex picked it up and opened it. Inside was an hourglass with golden sand. "You must solve the riddle before the sand runs out," the raven said as it disappeared into the darkness. Alex and Emma looked at the hourglass and found a note with a riddle. "The past is the key, the future, the door. To find what you seek, look both back and forward." Emma quickly thought, "I think we need to remember something from the past that might help us find the gem." Alex recalled his notebook where he always wrote down events in the village. He flipped through it and found something important about the forest. "Here it is," Alex said. "A year ago we heard a story about a cave in the center of the forest. They said it held an ancient treasure. They decided to follow that lead and headed toward the heart of the forest. At last, they found the cave. Inside, the gem of time floated in the air, surrounded by golden lights. But as they approached, a dark figure appeared, the shadow of time. "Do not take the gem," the figure shouted. "Time must remain stopped." Alex and Emma held hands. "Time is for everyone, not to stop," Emma shouted bravely. With that declaration, the symbol Alex had drawn in his notebook began to glow. It was the key to activating the power of the gem. The golden light enveloped the shadow of time, making it vanish. Alex and Emma took the gem and rushed back to the tower. With Kronos' help, they placed the gem of time back in its rightful place just before the clock struck 12. The gears began to turn, and the clock began to tick again. "You've done it," Kronos said with a smile. "You've saved time." The village of Valtiempo returned to normal, and Alex and Emma returned home as heroes. From that day on, the tower clock never stopped again, and the siblings learned that time, though invisible, is one of the most valuable treasures.